normally I'm real politically correct about everything and blah, 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 but that saw just sucks. This saw sucks. Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and we've spent an entire day doing chainsaw comparisons today. We've had 6 or 7 saws up to 92cc, and some of those saws were stock and some were modified. So today we've been talking a lot about the difference. How much difference does it really make to go to the trouble to modify your saw? And it's hard to compare that between two different saws. But for this video, we have two identical saws, or they used to be identical, but one of them has been modified. So you want to tell them what these saws are and what's been done to this one?
Absolutely. So this saw right here, both of these are the Echo CS310, commonly purchased at big box store, Home Depot in particular. And this is their base model saw. These are comparable to the Stihl MS-170 in price and capability. Now, as a stock saw, the saw is extremely reliable, but it is pretty slow. It runs very well, and it's a good saw to be able to clean up your brush and your trim or your fence lines, but it's not very fun to run. And this right here is the exact opposite. It's the same saw, but it has been modified, ported by someone that is a viewer of my channel, and it's night and day difference. And so I'm looking forward to having Brock run this and see if he finds the same thing.
So I haven't ran either of these saws yet, but we started them, and just listening to the sound, it was incredible how much better that saw sounds.
Yeah.
This is a pretty cool saw for comparison because, like you said, it's your inexpensive saw at a Home Depot. This saw is only like $200. I'm not excited about running a small saw after my 500i, but I do have a little bit of a point of reference because I've got a Stihl 194T, which is a 32cc saw, and this is a 30cc saw. So I'll have a little bit of idea in my mind of how this is going to cut.
And hang tight. This saw is very underwhelming initially, but when this saw comes on, it's different.
Yeah,
it's different.
This saw sucks. Now, if you just have a yard in town and you just once a year you trim some limbs off, it's perfect. But this is not a firewood saw, that's for sure. So this is the exact same saw, but this is the hot rod version. And even if you personally are not interested in a CS310, the concept is going to translate of how much improvement it makes. You can hear the difference for sure. This feels like a completely different saw. It does not seem like the same saw with a little modification. Just seems dramatically better. And we'll check the times on it and see how long the cut difference was. But I've got another saw from Stihl that is the same size saw. These are 30cc, this one's 32. So we're going to compare that one real quick. So our main topic today was about whether porting helps a saw or not. But I just want to get a generalized feel for how those two saws compare to a Stihl saw. It's the same size. This is 32cc, those are 30cc, and we'll just get a quick comparison.
The steel saw took about 40 seconds to make this cut. The stock Echo saw took about 40 seconds to make that cut. Both of those times are terribly slow for this little bitty log. Now the modified Echo saw cut it in 21 seconds. So that's a pretty dramatic difference. And now you see my friend Joe from the Okie Woodsman YouTube channel making the same cuts with the same saws and coming up with the same results I did. I want to say thank you to Joe for coming up and recording with me. And you guys, if you're into chainsaws or tree felling or firewood or anything like that, you should go check his channel out. A lot of good stuff there.
Those are inexpensive saws. $200, maybe $250. This is a $600 saw. Now, it's not a $600 saw because it does $600 or 3 times as much cutting. It's for the design, I guess. It's that top handle design that makes them cost more. Conclusively from this, you can say that porting this saw made a huge difference.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 other saws that are souped up. And you find that just in general that, because the decision you make is you can either just buy a big saw, a bigger saw, or you can get one of these and get it tuned up. But then you've got something that's still lightweight.
Exactly. Yeah, there's always a balance of how much does it cost, how heavy it is, and how much performance can you get out of it, right? Because you can get a smaller saw for cheaper all the time. But if you can take a saw like this and get that kind of performance, this was done as a hobby of one of my viewers, but it absolutely makes this saw useful. I want to go out and run this saw now, where that other one, it's like, you know, it's a good truck saw if there's something down in the middle of the road, but this is actually a saw I actually go out and work with now.
So to me, I would really like to get my 500i tuned up by somebody who knows what they're doing. I think that'd be pretty sweet. But I think this pretty well demonstrated the difference it makes. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos. I'll see you next time.